Well lads, what's the crack? Welcome back to the channel. So we're finally back out in the lake doing a bit of trolling for trout. Now I've been very sick the past week, so we're finally out fishing again, trying to get the energy levels back up, so hopefully we meet a few fish. So for the tackle today, I'm going to be using these rods. These are Shakespeare agility spins. It's an 11-foot rod and the rating is 10 to 40 gram. So it's quite a light rod, even though it's quite long. So it's good fun for the trout. And for the reel, I'm using a Penn Rat 4000 with some 20-pound mono as the main line. And as a leader, I'm using about 5 foot of 12-pound fluorocarbon. I always use that when I'm fishing for trout. And I'm going to be using lane minnows, obviously. So there's the lane minnow. I have a box of them there, all different colours, double-sided box you can fit in. I have about 100 lane minnows. They're all different shapes and sizes. So I'll probably be using like 2-inch lane minnows, green, blue, all different colours. So yeah, that's the crack lads. We're fishing in August here now, and it's still a bit hot to fish for pike, in my eyes anyway. Maybe next week when the temperatures come down a little bit we might go back and do a bit of pike fishing. So trout is the target today. If we can get one trout in the boat, I'll be absolutely buzzing. So enjoy today's video guys. Okay, so let's get the rods out. I'm going to be fishing with 2 rods, one out either side of the boat, 11 foot apart, and obviously the width of the boat, so that's what, 4 or 5 feet. So they're nice and far apart. I'm going to be trolling in zigzag patterns at about 3 to 4 miles an hour. So I'm just going to start letting out the lane there now. Open the bail arm and slowly feed it out. Now, slowly feeding it out in short spurts, just to get the lane out at about 100 feet behind the boat. I find works best. But you can go shorter or you can go further. Sometimes it doesn't really matter if they're feeding. So I'm going to let this line out and let out the other rod and see if we can find a fish. Yes lads, we're into a fish. Gonna keep that rod down, stop this fish from jumping. Feels like a good one, so hopefully it is. Praying to God it's a trout. But you never know out here, you could meet anything. Had a fair bit of line out, so here it is coming into the boat now. Oh yeah, there's a nice trout. Yes, into the net. Oh, what a fish. He's after getting unhooked in the net. There's a trout of about, oh is he? He's easily 2, very fat. Let's just sit up the tripod and show you him really quickly. Now lads, here he is. Look at that for a trout. That is the hard work. It was enough for about half an hour. They're all bent over and bang. Lovely golden brown wild Irish trout. Stunning fish. Class looking. Let's get him released. There he is. Gorgeous fish. Strong fish. Bit of a chop in the water there now. The wind is picked up. Hopefully it'll die down in a while. Just tipping along there now. Okay, so we've been out for about an hour and 15 minutes. I'm just going to show you quickly the leader that I use when I'm trolling for trout. I use Berkeley Trilene 12-pound. I use this with the lane minnows. If I'm using rapalas, I use a light wire trace because the rapalas do get a lot more pike, but I don't really get pike with the lane minnows, and they fish better with a Berkeley Trilene fluorocarbon. 12-pound, that's really rough stuff. It's strong. I've landed monstrous pike on that, pike up to 107 centimeters. It's obviously not ideal, but you don't really get pike when you're using the lane minnows. You get them with the rapalas, hence why I use a light wire trace. But when I'm trolling for trout, I like to use the 12-pound fluorocarbon. So I'm after doing about an hour and 15 on this stretch. I'm going to turn around, get the wind on my back and work my way back and see if we can get 1 or 2 more fish. It'd be nice to get another one before I go home. So we'll stay going and we won't give up yet. Now lads, I don't know if I have a fish on here, but the rod went. So maybe it's a small lad. There's no fight off him anyway. But there's a bit of resistance. We'll see if there's a fish on it. Maybe it's something small. just get in and check it out. There was a little tap on the rod. I don't know. Maybe it's a perch or something. Usually the rod bends over a lot bigger if it's a trout, but we'll find out. Oh no, it's a small trout. Let's get him in. There we go. Good stuff. Let's get him unhooked and I'll show you. Now guys, here he is. Little micro trout. Hooked a 2-inch lane minnow. Lovely little fish, gorgeous little colours. So we're going to get this guy released and stay going and see what else we can find. Now I was just going to show you, this is an old green lane minnow, about 2 inches. And I've had this lane minnow for years and it's caught me literally, without even exaggerating, hundreds if not thousands of trout. It's got pike as well. It's still standing. I've had to remake the trace, the body of it a few times. I'll just show you there now. That's the body. It's just wire with a bead at the back of it and a nice treble hook. Sharp hooks, very important. But that is an absolute beast for catching trout. The old lane minnows, they don't make them like they used to. If you can get your hands on them, they're like gold dust, but they are absolutely brilliant. Yes lads, we're into a trout. Well, I don't know if it's trout, it feels big. So let's try get him in. Hopefully we can show you him in a minute. I don't know what it is. Hopefully it's not a perch. We'll see now in a minute. He came to the top anyway, so maybe we'll see what it is. Here he is now. It's a trout. Lovely stuff. We'll keep getting trout. That's what we want. It's a nice trout. Yes, into the net. That's a beauty. Oh, that's a nice trout, lads. I'll just show you there quickly before I get him unhooked. Lovely fish. Let's get him unhooked and I'll show you better. Now lads, trout number 3, definitely the best one so far. Gorgeous colours on this one. Lovely dark, golden brown. Lovely thick fish. It's been feeding well. So let's get this beautiful fish released. Look at that. Beautiful. Yes lads, we're into a fish just as I turn on the camera. Good stuff. I was just about to start talking to the camera and the rod went. It's quite windy here, so I'm trying to control the boat while I'm fighting the fish. Feels like a nice fish, so we'll see. Oh. Here he is. Yeah, another trout. Good stuff, that's what we're after. Try get him in. Fish in the net, lovely stuff. Let's get him unhooked and I'll show you. Okay, so guys, trout number 4 is in the net. So I'm just going to wet the hand before I grab him. There he is there. Lovely little fish. Little beauty. Nice big paddle tail, I love seeing it. So let's get this guy released. Let's turn into a right good little section here now, lads. Getting them all on the old green lane minnow. It's doing the damage. So we'll stay going. We have a bit of daylight left, so we'll stay going and see if we can get 1 or 2 more. Good crack so far though. This lads, fish on again, number 5. Hopefully we'll get him in. I wasn't even looking at this rod and it was going. So God knows how big he is. We'll see now in a minute. It's just after letting the lines back out. The trout are after waking up, coming into the evening. They love feeding in the last hour, like I find. It can be a really good time to get them. Saying that now, this is probably a perch. No, it's a trout. Yes, good stuff. Into the net. Let's get him unhooked and I'll show you really quickly. He's turned into a right little session. Trout number 5 in the net. Just gonna wet the hand as always before I grab him. I caught him on the grey lane minnow this time. You can see it there. If you can see it there on the camera. There he is. Lovely lock there, brown trout. Beautiful fish. Darker markings on this guy, as you can see there. So let's get him released. Now, loads of action. Let's get the lures back out and see what else we can find. Hopefully there's a bit of a feeding spell. We might get one more. Oh lads, I think we're into a fish. I'm not sure though. Yeah, I think there's something there. The light is completely gone, so I should really be heading in. But they're really feeding since that light went down. I'm getting hits left, right and centre, so it's hard to leave it. I don't know what this is. It doesn't feel like a trout. We'll see now in a minute. Ah, it's a small trout. Trout number 6. Good stuff. Let's get this guy unhooked. Wet the hands in the net. There he is, lads. Oh, that was a good catch. There he is. Let's get him released as quick as possible. Lovely fish. Off he goes, strong as an ox. Now so lads, we're in off the lake. The sun is gone. It is, what time is it? It's 9:30 in the evening, would you believe? So we're losing the evenings. We're in August now. The season closes for the trout at the end of September here on Derg. So we're going to make the most of it for the next month or 2. We finished with 6 trout this evening. 2 of them were nice fish, the rest were kind of small. But we were only out for 3 or 4 hours after work, so it's a good evening. It's nice to see that they're feeding. They feeded really aggressively there as the sun went down. I noticed that, I'd say at around 9 o'clock, once that sun went down, the rod was bouncing left, right and centre. If it was another hour or 2, we would have finished with a few more fish. I tried to cover as much detail as I could at the video of what I was doing. I know a lot of lads look for the details. Using the lane minnows is a really effective way of catching trout out here. I grew up using them. My grandparents actually taught me how to fish with them years ago. They were the ones who taught me how to fish out here in Lochderg, so I have a lot of their old lane minnows. If you can get the old lane minnows, they're the best. They're the best that you'll get out of a lot of them. The 2-inch ones, dark green works best for me, but all colours will catch. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, lads. It's nice to get out fishing again. I was sick for the last week, so we're back out in action. So drop a comment what you thought of the video, lads. I got through all the comments, I replied to everyone. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and thanks so much for watching, lads, and I'll catch you out here next time.